This is a video on one of the things that you get excited when you find this thing at a place like Mile to Power, or somewhere around the map. Yes. We are talking about our very own Easter egg of PUBG Mobile. The flare gun. Ever wondered about where it came from or what it actually fires like? Then this video is for you. Let's first start with the very first flare gun invented. After finishing his work on the PPSH-41 submachine gun, Georgy Semyonovich Shpagin was tasked with creating a simplified flare or signal pistol for the Red Army. They had entered the war with a 1930 pattern type, which was quite nice, but more expensive than really necessary. This example was made at the Molot plant, where Shpagin was based either during or shortly after the war, as evidenced by its wooden grips and lack of date stamp. Later the design would be widely licensed throughout the Warsaw Pact region, and SPSH pattern flare pistols made in Poland and Czechoslovakia are widely available in the US today. Types of flare gun technologies. These two flare pistols were designed by the British to maintain the pressurized seal of an aircraft body while still allowing firing and reloading through a pivoting mount and system of seals. I bet you haven't seen something quite like these before. The most interesting aspect of the Type 10 flare pistol is its similarity to the Type 26 revolver, with which it shares a number of distinctive features including the grips, spurless hammer, and trigger guard. The three barrels were not simply there to look intimidating, of course, but rather so that a flare of each of the three different colors in use could be kept ready at all times. The barrels were marked with color decals to note the flare colors, one green, one white, and one red and yellow. In 1917, the German military issued a contract for the construction of 2,500 of these unique and impressive 4-barreled flare launchers. To this end, they did not just hold 4 25mm flares, but actually used detachable barrel clusters with 8 such units being provided with each launcher. So here is the interesting thing about flare gun. The traditional flare gun can load a 12 Gauss ammo in it. Well, its fundamental use is for signal and on-field communication with the base, but it can also be used as a weapon in a worst-case scenario. Yes. You heard me right, I would call it a worst-case scenario because there is no guarantee that the 12 Gauss loaded flare would backfire at you. Here is a video clip of a flare gun used as a weapon.
Welcome back, Top Later folks. Jeff and Officer Greg back out here with you on a ridiculously windy day. I'm covered in flour from an earlier shoot. This is not cocaine, I promise you. Hey, today we're bringing you the Orion flare gun.
And finally, a lot of people wanted to know what would happen if you tried to shoot a live shotgun shell out of this 12 gauge flare gun. Now, it's just my opinion that this flare gun should have never been chambered in 12 gauge to begin with. But because we now have these 12 gauge mini shells, which have been around for about 20 years, Aguila has been making them for that long. Now you can actually chamber a live shotgun shell into this flare pistol. And today we're going to show you just how dangerous this really is. The gun will be triggered remotely, and both Greg and I will be behind ballistic paneling.